college football playoff semifinal at the 86 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. It's our Tuesday media availability with the number one Alabama Crimson Tide. Joining us on this Zoom will be offensive lineman Evan Neal, wide receiver Jameson Williams, and running back Brian Robinson Jr. Also occurring at this time on the separate Zoom are interviews with offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien and quarterback Bryce Young. Please check your email for the login information to join that session. As a reminder for media, please use the raise your hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. When called on, please state your name as well as your affiliation before asking your question. Joined now by offensive lineman Evan Neal. Evan, if you would, give us an opening statement about your excitement about playing in the college football playoff before we open the floor for questions.
Hey, how you doing? It feels great. It's an honor to be here. It's a testament to all the hard work. I'm just really excited.
Again, reminder for the media, please use the raise your hand function, and we'll come to you to get your question into the queue. And our first question comes from Eric Olson of the Associated Press.
Yeah, Evan, appreciate you taking the time. But wanted to just ask you a little bit about how key you think the running game might be. It seems like all the pregame hype has been about the passing game matchup with obviously with a Heisman-winning quarterback and top receiver going against the vaunted Cincinnati secondary. Kind of how do you think the running game is going to play into this?
I believe the running game will be, equally as important as the passing game. I believe you want to go out there, keep a well-balanced scheme. As an offensive lineman, you want to run the ball. You want to put it on the hogs, as I say. So I believe it'll be equally as important.
You've had some time to look at this Cincinnati defense. What stands out about their front seven that you guys have to be mindful of this week?
All of those guys, they play well together. They're outside guys. They get off the ball really well. They do a great job of, using their hands. So I'm just excited for the challenge. This is what it's all about. I'm really excited.
Reminder for our media, please use the raise your hand function. Get your question into the queue. You've been through this several times now with the Tide. What have you learned about your process individually as a player that's helped you prepare for big games like this in the playoff?
Just to prepare, kind of not to psych yourself out. Just go about it as if I go about any other game. Just prepare and focus on doing my job to help my team win. And everything else, will take care of itself.
As a veteran with this team and going through so many big games, how do you help guys come into the program in their first year, understand what it means to wear that uniform with the pressure that comes with it, and just to enjoy the moment while getting ready to compete for championships?
Yeah, I just try to go out and lead by example, man. Especially, with those younger guys, making them understand that, what it takes to get here. And I believe a lot of those guys, they've been learning, and I'm really proud of the guys that we have in our room, just going out there, leading by example, doing what I can as a leader. I feel like, that's what I do.
Any additional questions for offensive lineman Evan Neal? Evan, thanks for joining us. Best of luck on Friday.
Thank you.
As we are joined now by wide receiver Jameson Williams. Jameson, if you will, give us an opening statement about your thoughts on being back in the college football playoff before we open the floor for questions.
I'm just excited to get a great experience and playing a great football game. I'm very thankful. I'm pretty sure my teammates are, and I'm just excited.
Our first question comes from Owen Racer.
As you watch film on this Cincinnati defense, can you talk about what you see in Kobe Bryant and in Ahmad Gardner?
I see a lot of technique. Those guys have two different styles. They like to press. They like to press Bill. I see a lot of things. Very talented DBs. It's going to be a great game. It should be a great game Friday.
You've missed some big games this year, and obviously a very outstanding secondary you go against on Friday. How much do you relish opportunities like this to put your skills up against some of the best in the country week in and week out?
I kind of like that. It's just to see we gonna come out, play football. We both go hard. So we just gonna see like who wants it more at the end when it's all said and done. We just see like, but the competition, I love it. Like that's something I look forward to every week.
Our next question comes from Paolo Ugede.
Hey, Jameson. I'm curious if when you transferred to Alabama, is this kind of what you envisioned in terms of being in this stage, and then also what has worked for you there that has allowed you to have the season you've had?
Yes, I would say this is something I envisioned because I had a lot of plans, big plans of doing what I did, and that just was things I've been wanting to do since I was a child, dreams I've had since I was a child growing up, playing football on the biggest stage, college football playoffs, chance to play for a national championship, and things like that. So I would say that would be.
Our next question comes from Johnny Cogden.
Hey, Jamison. Quick question for you. Obviously, Coach O'Brien got in today. Can you just speak of what it was like to go through practice with a coach virtually, and just in his first year and your first year at Alabama, how has he been able to help you get to the next level? And just talk about your relationship with him, player to coach.
It was actually good going through practice. No, it wasn't anything different because he's talking to us. He was getting the same corrections over the Zoom, so everything was the same. And with going through things with Coach OB this year, I feel like it helped me a lot. He has a lot of experience from being in NFL offenses and things like that. So I think he brought some of that to here and used it with our offense, and I feel like it helped me a lot. It helped me realize different routes work on different defenses, how to get open on certain defenses, routes, and pretty much everything, really.
Our next question comes from Kerry.
Okay, just got unmuted there. Hey, Jameson, thank you for taking the time. I want to ask about the transfer portal because it obviously has been something that's kind of across all of college sports, a big topic. And with you in mind and someone like Jamison Ford, you guys have really made, Jerome Ford, excuse me, you really made the most of that portal. There's a lot of criticism about the transfer portal, but for some of you guys, why does this work?
I don't know why. I feel like it works well if the person finds the right spot. But I actually don't want to talk about the transfer portal. I'm looking forward to this game against Cincinnati. Could we please talk about that, please?
Our next question comes from Eric Olson.
Hey, wanted to ask you about going through practice with Coach O'Brien being on Zoom. I mean, how's that work exactly?
We went through practice. Other coaches took over his role, so it was just like the same. We had a script and everything, but the next day we went to Zoom. He's on the Zoom. We could hear his voice. He's drawing up everything. He's talking to the O-line receivers, basically going over corrections. So that was how that was done.
Okay, so it's like you guys, his message goes through the other coaches, and then the next day you guys review it.
Yeah, well, when we reviewed it, he was on the Zoom, so we could hear his voice, and he's talking to us, and we're in a big offensive meeting,
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Follow-up question from Johnny Cogden.
Hey, Jamison, one more for you. Can you just talk about John Mechie right now? Obviously, he's not going to play in the game. He's got that bum ACL. However, I know you guys are incredibly close. Can you just speak to how he's dealing with fighting through that injury, and is he still continuing to hang out with you guys on the sidelines? Is he there with you in practice? Just talk about how he's doing currently.
He's doing good. I've seen him. He's with us every day. He's still supporting everybody. He's at practice on the sideline. He's on the buses with us. He kicks it with us in the hotel. So I would say he's dealing with it very well. So I haven't seen any bad signs. He's always smiles all the time. So I would say he's dealing with it real great, actually.
Any additional questions for wide receiver Jamison Williams? Jameson, thanks for joining us. Best luck on Friday.
Thank you.
joined momentarily by running back Brian Robinson Jr.